Hey, church family. I want to talk to you a little bit more about this whole adventure of looking at purchasing a building and talk a little bit about the heart behind the why. Some of you guys know we'll be turning 7 in January, which is really exciting. For these 7 years, there's been a lot of kind of mobility and a need for flexibility for us without having a permanent home. First couple years in the Farm Bureau building was great in some ways because we didn't have to set up and tear down on the weekends, but tough because it was an office building, so we're pretty limited by what and when we could do it. Ebony and Ivory was just an amazing host for us and Sunday setup, but during that time we were actually officing out of my personal home, and so that was pretty exciting and had some challenges with it too. And now in this season where we're setting up and tearing down at Pleasant Glade Elementary, another great place for Sundays, we're officing out of the Black Lake building during the week, which is great to not have to set up and tear down there. To be at a place where we as a church really put our feet down in this city, in this region, and say we're here. We're not something passing through, we're not starting up to fizzle out in a short period of time. This is our home, this is our region. Really the picture I have in my heart is that we're putting a flag in the ground and saying, we're here to bring the goodness of God, to share the word of God, to build up the community of God in this area. And having a building makes such a huge impact in our ability to do so much more than just a Sunday morning service. Yeah, there's the reality of setting up and tearing down on a Sunday is a lot of work, and it limits a lot of what we can and can't do in that time frame. So that opens up a lot of really cool things for us on what can happen on a Sunday. But a lot of it is what can happen in a week. Opportunities for programs for kids and for families, that, you know, having things like the conference and being able to host things like that in our area more often, that there's just so much that takes place for us beyond the idea of it being our own, a place that we can do so much more as a community and for our community. A few months back we were talking and praying, and Tim McLean said during one of those meetings that a family needs a home. And I feel like that says it best, that we have become family, we've become community. And I know for some of you, you're newer to this and still kind of finding what that is, but I promise you family and connection to this family is our heart and what we believe is in store for you. And so we're asking you to be a part, to pray, ask God to open the doors, but also let one of those doors be us, right? You know, that Priest and I are certainly praying and asking God for what our part is to be generous in this as well. So families need a place to live and a place to be, and so our family needs a home.